you'd expect out of a standard sort of control base. And Alex is playing, it looks like.
That just blue-white Delver.
A few more creatures than most of the lists that we've seen.
Lately this weekend, we've been seeing lists with around, about 11 creatures.
Yeah.
He's got a solid.
15 it looks like.
15. Yep. So he goes with a turn 1 Delver.
Shaheen just has a land turn 1. Delver does not flip. Comes over for 1, takes Shaheen down to 19. And Alex has no turn 2 play, it looks like. Alex, turn 2, just plays Shaheen just plays a swamp. Nothing else exciting from him. Alex checks top card of his library. And it's a whiff. Delver comes in for 1 and takes Shaheen down to 18. Now it looks like Alex has a Lingering Souls, but he doesn't have another land.
Yeah, so he's going to be stuck on 2 here.
Yep, Shaheen, turn 3. Liliana the Veil.
And that's going to get mana leaked by Alex.
It's a good thing he had that. One more time to look. It's a long look to decide whether or not to reveal. I think it's the long look of not a land. And it looks like it was not a land.
Yeah, not a land or a...
Yeah, this is the real sort of dagger of Delver sometimes. You just need a land. You're like, if I don't get a land, it flips. But if I do get a land, it doesn't flip. But if I need a land, but if I reveal a spell, it flips. But if I reveal a creature
or an equipment,
nothing. But a pike. Pike will get +1/+0. Not backbreaking at this point by any means, but it's a start. Ooh, Sorin, Lord of Innistrad, and Alex needs this Delver to flip now.
Very badly.
No question. If this flips this turn, he is in a good shape to win this game. And if it doesn't, and it doesn't...
Another pike that's like the last card he wanted to draw.
He can put pike on?
Oh, no, it was a Moorland Haunt.
Oh, okay, it was a Moorland Haunt, so... That gives him something. Now he can put pike on and attack Sorin. He's double checking to see what it does. That ultimate trips a lot of people up. Destroys 3 creatures or planeswalkers, and you get control of them. And he's just checking it out, trying to figure out how if he needs to attack it. If he needs to, he can either play the Geist in his hand, it looks like, or equip Delver and try to take out that token and risk 2 damage for Sorin. I don't know. I think you have to Geist here. It's not what I want to do, but
it's what you have to do.
Yep, not the play I want, the play I need.
Oh no, he chooses to go with Sword.
Chooses to go Sword.
That's a really dangerous play because your opponent has...
And it's a curse. Yeah, I mean...
your opponent has any number of, 18 cards in his deck.
Right. And not just that, it's also that, Sorin makes black tokens. So, they can block. You have to flip, another turn, you have to flip an instant. I was not a huge fan of that play, but it happened anyway. And so now, another land, it looks like, up to 4. Geist comes out. The massive 1/1 Geist St. Trapped. But it can get first strike and a sword next turn, so it's hardly too bad.
Yeah, but I mean it still just gets blocked, and so it deals 3 a turn with the Angel. Can at least take some counters off that Sorin, but I think Shaheen has Lingering Souls in hand to make sure that's not going to happen.
And he's at 6. He's got or he's at 5 counters, 6 lands. There are just so many cards left in Shaheen's deck that are just amazing right now. These vampires have lifelink. He goes 20, I believe. Out comes Lingering Souls. Back comes Lingering Souls. And now all of a sudden, I mean, this Geist, he could, if he really wanted to, he could just... I guess can't really block it, but...
I'm actually...
the Vampire can block it, the Geist.
Slightly surprised that Shaheen didn't just attack with 1 token and make an emblem with that Sorin.
Yeah, that would have been a good play. I like that play. I think that he's just going to block with the 1 Vampire Block with the and he blocks. Okay, so he has means now on killing that Soorani.
Yep.
And he will, I believe. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or no, I think he's one short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, he'll do it with the sword secondary damage, but not with the creature by itself. Oh no, this creature won't hit it, so he can't. I don't think he can actually kill the Soorani this turn.
Yeah, because I mean, if he attacks the Soorani with the Geist, then
it goes to 1.
Yeah, then he doesn't get the sword trigger.
Right.
But if he attacks Shaheen with the Geist, then it's not enough to kill the Soorani.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a little awkward. Curse of Death's Hold doing his job.
Now,
it will keep Soorani from embleming, so it's got that going for it.
it's not looking great for Alex at this point.
No, it is not. Lingering Soul Token is going to end up blocking the Angel for sure. Unless, she has another Soorani in his hand, but it doesn't look like he does. And Shaheen is, by the way, free to play Consecrated Sphinx.
Does he have that in hand?
Yeah, it's in hand.
Ooh.
I mean, I think he's right not to just play it out, play the Lingering Souls at turn as opposed to, worrying about Vapor snagging, like really putting him back a turn, but, Alex is tapped out now. Perfect time for a Sphinx. And it looks like, I'm not sure about that.
So he attacks Shaheen.
He attacks Shaheen. That means that if he wants to, Shaheen can just put the Soorani at 1, emblem, and get in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right there.
Yeah. And then play a Consecrated Sphinx.
Doesn't seem like a bad play.
Don't hate that play.
And that's
precisely what he does. Soorani emblem coming down.
Reads the emblem. I'm glad they're including those in packs now.
Yeah, it's nice.
Comes in for 10, gains 4. He is so far ahead. Consecrated Sphinx. Alex, I do not believe has another Vapor Snag.
But he does have a Runchanter's Plague in his hand.
He does. Not going to help out there.
Draws a card. Shaheen can draw 2 cards now.
Yeah, does he? Apparently not. Oh, there he is. Drawing some cards. Only 1 mana untapped, so...
Yeah. The Sphinx is lethal all by itself at this point.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
And Shaheen at 23, actually, right now.
Yeah, that's, people forget that those tokens have lifelink. What they do, and
it matters.
Match like this, it really matters. When you're talking about facing down, unblockable guys, untargetable guys, creatures with protection. 4-point lifelink's big. 8-point even better. Alex doing the math. Trying to figure out if he can survive 1 more turn. And he decides he cannot. Hacks it in. Shaheen goes up. 1-0 in this deciding match. The Windman. Now looking at sideboards, Shaheen has his own Geists. He's got 3 Ratchet Bombs, a Batterskull, 3 Purges, 3 Despise, 1 card liberated, and a card that I love, Volition Reigns.
Volition Reigns is an awesome spell.
It's great. Opposing Karn, no problem. Gimme.
Thank you very much.
You restarting the game? No, I'm restarting the game. I'm doing this on my terms. Alex? 1 Jace Memory Adept. I'm pretty sure that's coming in. That usually comes in for these kind of matchups.
Yeah, that's what it's
though
for.
It's a little awkward because you can flip over Lingering Souls, which have a good help to kill it, but Not sure what else you can do. 1 Divine Offering, 1 Revoke Existence, 1 Flash Freeze, 2 Timely, 3 Purge. Those are coming in.
Yeah.
2 Batter Skull, 2 Phantasmal Image, and 2 Dissipate.
Yeah, I think he's probably bringing in Jace and Jace Dissipates and 2 to 3 Purge.
The Batter Skull is actually fairly good too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just because it gives you a big creature. You know, even under 1 curse, it's still a 3/3. It returns a lot. Like
yeah, and if you do happen to like have like a Geist like hang through whatever master removal he has, then you know,
right.
sticking it on 1 can be pretty huge. So.
It can be. Now, you don't always bring it in. The really awkward thing for Alex's time is before all these blue-black control decks had switched over to Grave Titan, which he can deal with. Celestial Purge kills Grave Titan, wonderful. Consecrate Sphinx, a little more problem. He can tempo it. He can tempo it. He can hope that he blocks and dismembers it. But if Shaheen just treats it, like an enchantment, Alex can really just bounce it. So that might be really big that he's playing that instead of Grave Titan. Now Alex does have more creatures than most of these decks, so he might do a little better job of really going aggressive, but
and that's what he really wants to do.
Yeah, that's what he. Yeah, I mean,
on my break, I watched the match between Shaheen Soorani and Nick Spagnolo. They were both playing, and 2 games lasted 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Nick had turn 1 champion, turn 2 champion Delver in both games. So if you can apply a lot of early pressure onto Shaheen,
you can.
Then
certainly can.
His deck's not as well set up to deal with that as a lot of the other decks of this variety are. Like, he doesn't have Zenith, he has Day of Judgment, but this is a format where the aggro decks all have Mana Leak, so Day of Judgment is a card that kind of happens on specific turns, and with the help of just a Haxion Probe, you should be able to engineer to the game to a point where you're able to play around that.
Right. So Sheen just looking at the camera. He's feeling good. He's saying something. I cannot read lips, unfortunately, so can't tell you what it is.
He's saying hi to his students.
Oh,
Shaheen Soorani is a teacher in this area. If you are a student of Shaheen Soorani watching right now, you're a lucky person to have a dude like him as your teacher.
Yeah, you can teach combat math.
Huh?
That's something they don't teach in schools enough these days. But you gotta get the new version of the textbook, because the old version of the textbook has damage in the stack, and because they always tell you buy the new version, and you're like, why do I need the new version? Well,
say school funding, kid shows up at the tournament, he's still first, but you feel from reality, and you're like, whoa,
come on, kid. You can't buy the old version. Your brother came through my class 3 years ago, but guess what? Damage is in the stack. It's not that way anymore. This is combat math 101. Oh man, so obviously Alex is on the draw here, or Alex is on the play here.
Definitely a big helper.
Turns out this is a deciding factor in Standard. This is new information to us. But I really like Shaheen's deck in this matchup. I mean, Lingering Souls. I cannot say enough good things about Lingering Souls against Blue-Eyed Delver.
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised that Shaheen only has 3 copies of Lingering Souls. It's probably really like to have 4 up here, especially if he's playing Sorin.
Yeah.
If you're playing Sorin, you gotta.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is that
controlling more than 1 Lingering Souls is not bad.
No, it's not. And here's the thing: so Invisible Stalker is a card that is, in some ways, the match kind of bad because it dies to curse. But on the other hand, like when the board gets mucked up with tokens, like it's the only shot you have. So it does make for some hard sideboard decisions. And Alex, it looks like his hand has a Plains. People throw the 1 natural Plains a lot, I noticed. Shaheen.
Oh, this is Shaheen's hand.
Yeah, Shaheen's hand has a Gideon, a Liliana. Alex not keeping his hand. It looked like he had 2 Delvers, but nobody cast them. So going down to 6. Down a game. Pressure is on.
Yeah, it's not really that bad for Alex to go down to 6 here.
It's not, but it's...
If Delver draws well, it can... You're right, mentally
you're just like, you just lost a game where, you know, you couldn't hit that land for a few turns. You couldn't flip your Delver. You mulligan to 6, and you're just thinking, man, like what the universe is conspiring. And that's something that a lot of players have a problem with. I don't know Alex personally. I know that he has had a lot of success. He's I believe he's won a Grand Prix or second at a Grand Prix. He's you know, been on several Pro Tours. He obviously has what it takes to get to that level. But you always have that back of your mind. You're like, man, what's going to happen? Going down a game, it's all on the line. But he seems to be in good spirits, so hopefully he's not going to let this phase him. He's ready. He's ready to turn 1 Delver, flip Delver. Turn 2. I don't know. Stalker.
He said he doesn't have any negates. Nick Spagnuolo had 2 negates in his main deck this week.
Woo. Main deck. Wow.
First in the standings after Swiss.
Yeah. We're getting some people who are rooting on their friends. If you have someone that you want to win this match, tweet at us.
Yeah.
At SCG Live. Just let us know who you want to win. We're not gonna, you know, not necessarily gonna root for them ourselves. We're gonna try to remain impartial here, but but you know, we just want to know who's the people's champion on this match. Shaheen or Alex? Alex.
Ooh, and this is unfortunate for Alex too. Now Alex has an extremely reactive hand. It just doesn't have anything to put on pressure, and I think you have to mulligan to 5 if you're doing something like this, because if you don't have a turn 1 Delver, or
he
does, and I like that play a lot from Alex. There are a lot of people who'd keep that hand. You know, you have 2 lands and 4 spells, and you have blue and white mana.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to mulligan that hand.
It's incredibly hard.
The number of games you're going to win with that hand against blue-black control are,
right.
You know, in comparison to the number of games you're going to lose with that hand.
Right, and mentally, like, you know, people like to lie to themselves. People like to rationalize stuff, and it's very easy to go, you know, I got this 6, and it was a little questionable, but like I can't go to 5.
Yeah, the I can't go to 5 argument I hear a lot.
Right.
I can't go to 4 argument is everybody says that.
Of course, I can't go down. This is the minimum card. I've gone down to 4.
You do it all the time.
Yeah, you're not happy about it.
Yeah.
Delver can win on 4. Delver can get.
Last night I was playing on Magic Online. I was playing Nick's blue-white Delver deck, and I was playing against blue-black control. And in game 3, I mulliganed to 4, and I won.
Right, and it's like a mentally you're just like, oh my god, like going to 4, and you get your 6, and you're like, I could probably rationalize this hand to myself. I could probably keep this, and my friends ask me about it. I go, you know, it was better than a 5, and they're gonna go, yeah, okay, you're probably right. You know, and you won't feel too bad about it, but you know. You're always going to have the thing in your back of your mind going, man, you know, if you guys draws a bad 5, he's going to be like, should have got the 6. And forever he's going to be regretting that, much more than you might really regret keeping a bad 6. And so I think people a lot of times will do that and just rationalize stuff themselves and go, yeah, you know, couldn't go to 5. But Alex, he knows what it takes. He knows that sometimes you got to toss back a mediocre 6 and, you know, just roll the dice one more time. It gives you the best shot of winning. Even that shot, you know, gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
I see a mana leak. I see a vapor snag. Looks like no creatures. Do you go to 4?
He doesn't. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Keeping that.
You're not happy with it.
Not at all, but.
Of course, now you kind of wish you kept the 6, but.
You know.
You gotta hope to just draw the Delver.
Natural it off the top.
Yep, Shaheen has to be feeling good about blue-white Delver going pass.
Yeah, when they mulligan to 5, you know, you're not out of the woods yet, because if they go turn 1 Delver and then on turn 2 they show you a negate or a mana leak or a dissipate.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're in a really rough spot again.
Yeah, if they flip a turn 2 Delver, you know, and you don't have a Lingering Souls or something like that, it can get bad. I mean, they can just turn. Their 2 cards can be Delver and Sword of War and Peace, and you know, if you don't have an answer for that, what do you do? I mean, he can play a Geist here, and if Sheen doesn't have an answer for it, 6 turn. But he doesn't. The longer this goes, the better Shaheen is going to be feeling. 3 mana for Liliana.
Yeah.
Another card, and Liliana, it does get mana leak, but it's a card that is theoretically even. But when you're Shaheen, you have so much, you have so many more cards in the hand, you have better options with the discard.
Yeah, and I mean, the first time you +1 Liliana, you're behind. You've spent 2 cards, your opponent spent 1 card. And, a lot of the time your opponent will spend 1 card then to deal with the Liliana, and then you'll be at parity. So it's a little worse than the Planeswalker that, gets you a card the turn it comes into play. But when your opponent mulligans and you have a Liliana...
Oh, and a second Liliana.
Yeah.
Alex plays the Geist, which is
gonna be rough.
Certainly a card that gives him a chance to sort of get back in the game. But Liliana, make sure that doesn't happen. I know Shaheen has a Gideon in his hand.
Yeah, it's...
Alex, he casts a Gitaxian Probe, but he's not going to like what he sees.
Not at all.
2 Gideons, 2 lands, and a Lingering Souls.
So he's got the mana for all of it.
In terms of... this is a hard hand to beat. I mean, the best thing I can imagine Alex doing at this point, is playing Invisible Stalker and a Pike, but I don't think that he might have boarded out those Stalkers.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he did, and it wouldn't have been a mistake.
A lot of people do. I mean, it all depends on your read. You board him out against most control matchups. I almost like it against this one just because the tokens muck the board up so much, but the problem is if you do that, you have to leave the Pikes in, and that's pretty mediocre.
Yeah.
So it's probably the right call to take him out, but it just leaves you in situations like this where it's real hard to find your way out of it, and double Gideon is going to make that even more difficult. Drows's Ponder.
Alex will be able to punish Shaheen for turning Gideon into a creature if Shaheen decides to do so. But Shaheen will probably just be happy to keep taking up Gideon while taking up his Liliana and making that Lingering Souls bigger. Now that he has 5 lands in play, that's basically all he needs. He can just start discarding lands to the Liliana, and if he does draw Consecrated Sphinx, he can just backdoor into one.
Yeah. Out comes the first Gideon.
Yeah, now this
Do you have it, he says. You got a mana leak? You don't got a mana leak? Alright, up to 8. Liliana goes 2.
Number.
8 is a huge number. Unless it gets equipment out, it's pretty difficult. Alex decides, both go with a land. And a turn. Moreland Haunt mixed token. That is there any more creatures? Nope.
That's the only creature in Alex's yard. So.
Gideon down by 1. This soul is not really the spirit's just not gonna take Gideon down ever. So
Shaheen can continue to happily tick that Gideon up.
Yeah, all the time in the world.
The Lingering Souls, flash it back. He may just make Gideon a guy and get Vapor Snagged, and it doesn't really matter.
Lingering Souls. I think he's going to empty Alex's hand before he starts making Gideon a guy, personally.
I agree with that play. I think that is 100% what he should be doing.
And that's what he's doing. Oh no, he just destroys it. That works too. You get no guys. 4 tokens.
And Liliana's going to make it really difficult for Alex to just do anything here.
Yeah.
With a combination of Gideon and Liliana, I mean, Alex can't really get the fodder on the table to protect his guys from Liliana's -2. Mm-hmm. And if he does get that fodder, Shaheen can just force trades with Gideon all day.
Yep. Alex is going to somehow have to play like 2 creatures in a turn. And
I think Shaheen just drew another Lingering Souls. So.
Yeah, I think he did too. He just doesn't. He's not going to have the. What it takes to really pull this out.
All right, so Shaheen does go ahead and make the Gideon a creature. I don't know if I would have done that. At this point, he's so far ahead that it's unlikely to matter. But
yeah, it's one of those it doesn't really matter what line you take.
You feel uncomfortable beating your opponent so badly, you just want to kind of thing.
I'm sure you've had matches where you're just you know that if you take the right line, that's going to take an extra 3 or 4 turns, but it gives them no shot. They're just going to get really frustrated. And it just looks like you're sort of toying with them, and you're like, no, I need to play around these 5 cards that it's the only thing you possibly have drawn in a row. but it looks like he's out of a hand, so it, really just 2 turns. Oh, now Soren, Lord of Innistrad, makes an emblem, I imagine. It does, and 8 plus 7.
Yep, that's 15, and that's lethal.
Yep.
And Shaheen Soorani now in the top 8 of the Star City Games Invitational here in Baltimore. That's exciting stuff.
That is exciting stuff. Looking to see who the crowd liked.